Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Elders Boxing. We back again with another one. So, you know what I'm saying? We had a big fight week. We're going to cover and recap all that good stuff. We got some news and notes we want to go through as well. So, feel free, hop into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Ask any questions. Y'all know how we get down. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom for sure. Tap into the website, ldusboxing.com. Yes, sir. We're going to get into it. JC, what's good with you? Cash Crypto in the building. Salute to you, bro. What's good? My bro Mike in the building. What's good with you? Country Q, what's good? Salute. Appreciate you, bro. Coming through the building. Yeah, it was some good fights, man. We're going to cover this shit, yo. For sure. Feel free to drop y'all shit too, man. I appreciate it. Alright, so we're gonna go all the way back to this whole week. We're gonna cover everything, right? So we had a card down in Australia. It featured a couple of guys that may be in some big fights pretty soon. You got Conor Wallace, the light heavyweight contender. He's number 2 in the IBF. So he came in. Well, he got the stop his victory. You know what I'm saying? So he keep his position. Now Conor Wallace, he just signed with Matchroom. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good move. He's number 2 in the IBF. So just in case if that IBF title becomes vacant, he'll fight for the vacant title. You know what I'm saying? So he's a solid light heavyweight. He should be back March the 1st on one of the Matchroom cards. So look out for him. Justice Huoney, he's a heavyweight, kind of like a French contender, but he climbing up the ranks. He had a knockout victory too. He'll be right back. He'll be on Jay Abataya's card. We're going to talk more about that later, January the 8th. So yeah, man, if you guys missed it, it was on the Zone. You can always go back and tap in with it. I know it was early in the morning type shit. So yeah. Alright, so we had ProBox TV. ProBox TV was back. MVP card was Friday. It was for sure. My man JC. What's good with y'all, man? Salute. So ProBox, man, another solid card. You know what I'm saying? It's Kawagi. That guy nice, yo. He stopped Palette. I like him. You know what I'm saying? He's not like on paper. He's not like a big puncher, but he's active. He's aggressive. He got to stop his victory. We had Dante Benjamin. He had a one-punch knockout victory. He said, yeah, solid card. Not for sure. Nunes and Baez. It was a good fight, though. Baez came to fight. Nunes was boxing. They were sitting there trading as well. So, solid fight, 10 rounds. You know what I'm saying? It was a good combat fight for Nunes. Nunes was hot. He was close to a world title shot last year, but he had some setbacks. So he been out the ring for over a year, I believe. So he had to get that fight. Baez is always tough. So yeah, solid card though for sure. Like my man said, solid card. And main event, Cardozo versus Ramirez. Listen, I ain't expect Ramirez to fight that well. I feel like he had a lot of wear and tear. You know what I'm saying? His previous fights, moving up to 135. I didn't know that was going to, how he was going to perform. But he performed actually pretty well. Came up short. Cardozo edged it out. You know what I'm saying? It was a tough fight. It was a good learning fight for Cardozo because this is his toughest opponent. And this is a veteran who's been around for a while. So he picked up the victory, man. That's what's up. So they can probably move him. He won a regional title for the WBA. So that's what's up. Alright, so here's a card this is from the WBC convention. My man Alives, he got a close decision victory. The heavyweight Lerde, he lost. That was an upset. He lost by decision. We had a world title fight. So yeah, it was good that they had a card at the convention, especially for these up and coming fighters to get their name out there and get some world rankings. So if you missed that one, that was on the Zone. That was like in the afternoon time on the 12th. Here's a card I was able to watch on YouTube. This is United Boxing Promotion out there in Canada. So we had a good IBO title fight at 154. Singh versus Lima. That was a good fight. Lima was bringing that shit, yo. Lima won a decision, but he had Singh hurt a bunch of times in that fight. I was actually surprised Singh made it through the whole fight. But Lima wins the IBO title at 154. He's an aggressive southpaw, you know what I'm saying, with some good power. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good fight. He can put himself right in position to fight some of these guys at 154. which we know is a stacked division. And I think he got an IBF world ranking like top 15. So good win for him. Sarah Bailey defended her WBA title. So she got elevated to WBA champion because Jessica Plata, the unified champion, she's out because she's pregnant right now. So she vacated her title. So she defended against former world champion Annabelle Ortiz. I mean, it was a slow start for Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? She probably gave away the first 2 or 3 rounds. And then she got back in the fight, being crafty. But Bailey got the victory. I thought it was deserved. I thought she won the fight because Ortiz started off slow. But yeah, that's what's up though. Maybe a unification down the line with Bermudez at 108. So we'll see what's up with the ladies. Here's another card I was able to tap into. So Adriel Holmes. So coming into this fight, he had some big on the table, and we're gonna touch on that too. But he got a decision victory. Really, I'm not too high on Adriel Holmes. He's a good fighter, southpaw, he tall. I don't know if I like his body language, and I don't think he's as aggressive as I would like to see him. But he's a solid boxer. He got a decision victory. Joey Spencer, he went life and death with this Hernandez kid. I mean, Joey Spencer, I know he was with PBC for a long time. He lost to Jesus Ramos. And he always been like so-so to me, even when he was on PBC when they was hyping him up. But he barely escapes with a decision victory in this fight. I thought maybe it could have been a draw, or maybe the other guy maybe got it. My man Smith, that's another one. So all these guys was in tough fights. Even Adriel Holmes, all of them was in tough fights. Devale Smith, he barely escaped too. You know what I'm saying? That dude Townsend was on him, giving him some good work. Samantha Worthington, she got the victory. She's promoted by Carissa Shields, and she got some world rankings at 140. So we'll see if she can get a world title. But speaking of Adriel Holmes, he got big coming, right? So the IBF ordered Erickson Lubin versus Adriel Holmes at 154. The winner becomes the mandatory for Batum Matazaliev. Now we'll see if this shit goes through. This is probably the most news I even heard on Lubin. You know what I'm saying? He's been out the ring for a while. I just a fight that he can win for sure because Adriel Holmes, I'm not that high on him. If Lubin is in the mind to pressure, smart pressure, and let his hands go and have Adriel Holmes sitting and trading, I think maybe he can win that exchange. I think he's a bigger puncher. Battle of 2 southpaws. I'm pretty sure they know each other from the amateurs. They're around the same age. So, yeah, we'll see if this actually comes to fruition. The IBF ordered this fight if Adriel Holmes won, and he won. So, we're going to see what's up. Down in Australia, Friday, early morning, Brock Jarvis had a stoppage victory. His only loss was to Leon Paro at 140. He fought this fight at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Callum Peters, he's just signed with No Limit. He's an amateur standout. Shannon O'Connell got a victory over Jasmine Parr. The vacant IBF title, Robinson, she beat Scott. There was a rematch. You know what I'm saying? So, this is one of the titles that Carissa Shields vacated at 160. So, the IBF title is no longer vacated. No longer vacant. So, that's what's up. So, yeah, man, this was a card down in Australia early morning. If you guys missed it. This card was on ESPN Plus right here from Italy. Lorenzo versus Grandelli. Pretty solid fight. Lorenzo got the victory. If you guys want to go back and watch, I'm pretty sure a lot of people missed this card. It was on ESPN Plus, and I'm saying not too bad. It's interesting that these guys fighting on ESPN Plus. Maybe they get an opportunity at one of these featherweights. We know Top Rank got a lot of featherweights on their stable. They may need some fighting. So yeah, you go back and tap in with that. Hollywood Nights on Friday. So this is on UFC Fight Pass. Carlos Balderas had a nice little knockout. I mean, he was having some competitive rounds, but he landed a good right hand hook to stop the guy. You know what I'm saying? So he haven't been in the ring in a long time. So he came back and got a nice knockout. He's with Robert Garcia. Malidev versus Bekwe. Malidev just broke him down over the duration of the fight. 7 rounds, he stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Come forward, pressure fighter. He's going to make for good fights at middleweight if they put him in with the right guy. You know what I'm saying? So, Not a bad card. Not a bad card. Also Friday night, so Marcus Taylor, he had a late replacement opponent, Planet. And the storyline with this one is Marcus Taylor is trained by former world champion Sean Porter, who making this is first fighter that he's trained, first fight. I mean, Marcus Taylor is an awkward fighter. You know what I'm saying? He was being aggressive. He was mixing it up. He did get dropped early in the fight, but he actually got back up and fought harder. You can tell he was trying to, Sean Porter was trying to implement some of his inside tactics and some of that stuff like that. But Taylor's going to be awkward for any of these guys in middleweight. You know what I'm saying? He's tall, he rangy, he fight off a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be tough. He already beat a top prospect and Elvis Gomez. He's a guy that you don't really want to fight unless you have to. A lot of people are not going to be calling him. But he's just so awkward. So he got the decision, man. He got a couple of regional titles, so let's see if we can get a big fight off of that in the middleweight division. Here's the MVP card. That shit was fat. That shit was my man said facts. The MVP card was good, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was a lot of entertainment. We're gonna run it down. Listen, that main event, that shit was banging. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Winston Guerrero versus my man Vargas, Antonio Vargas. It was a real good fight. This is for the vacant WBC interim title at 118 pounds. So these guys are going back and forth, trading knockdowns. I think so. Who got knocked down first? Guerrero got knocked down first. He came back and dropped Vargas, and then those guys were going toe to toe until Vargas came through. Like in the 8th round, he stopped Guerrero. Vargas is a silent fighter. He always get dropped early. This is like the second fight that's happened to him, but he's in position to face the champion Tsunami. Tsunami is coming off upset victory over Tacoma anyway for the WBA title. So Vargas might have to pack the bags and go on over to Japan. But he's a silent fighter and he got good power, so that was good stuff. The heavyweight Pero, I like him. Southpaw, strong. I mean, the opponent really won't hit no nothing like that, but Pero is good. He gonna be a good heavyweight. The ladies, Tam Thibodeau versus Natasha Spence. I mean, Thibodeau, I didn't even know she was like that. I seen her some clips and shit like that, but she bought 6'2", 6'3". She's nice. She can win a world title within 3-4 fights, especially in middleweight too. Like I mentioned, they had a couple of vacant titles at 160 because Carissa Shields is staying at heavyweight. So yeah, Thibodeau, she got a good victory. She beat Spence better than her last two opponents, and this fight was 4 rounds. It was a 3-minute rounds. You know what I'm saying? Estrella versus Blanco. Blanco got the victory. This is a good fight though. Blanco and Estrella, those guys were stumping. Hearing Cedeno got a good victory. I like him. Mikado, Mikhail. So Famil Mikhail. So this kid I've been talking about a lot on the channel. He got a world ranking in the WBA. I think number 6 or 7. He was supposed to face Edwin De Los Santos on the Frank and Tank undercard, but De Los Santos had to pull out with an injury. He had a good win. Well, he stopped Escandon, he been way past his prime, but it put Mikhail back in the picture, and maybe he get an opportunity, maybe reschedule the fight with De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying, or somebody on the PBC side. Big Jug Hovhannissian, 6'7", 290. He had a tough ass fight against Patrick Malata. That was a good fight, good heavyweight fight. Malata had Hovhannissian hurt. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the worst I've seen Hovhannissian. I ain't gonna hold you, but he was able to get through the fight and he won a decision. This was a good card though. I ain't gonna lie, it was fun. Walton team got to follow the blueprint. Abel Mendoza 42-0. Let's get it. If they can get that far, I don't think he's gonna get to. I don't know if we're gonna get that far. Somebody gonna beat him. Walton. He had a victory on the card. Conwell looked good. Yeah, he did. Conwell looked real good. We're gonna get to him for sure. Yo, here was a card last night. Yo, I don't know if y'all guys checked it out because we had the Golden Boy card going on, and then the Top Rank card. But this was on the Zone. So Mark Marcelo came back. He had a body shot knockout. You know what I'm saying? So he's in a good position to fight for a world title or eliminator coming up. Nathan Rodriguez got the victory. You know what I'm saying? He proved the 17-0. Fernando Vargas Jr., he won a fight by technical decision. But that fight was getting interesting. He suffered a head clash. It's like split in the middle of his forehead. It didn't even look that crazy, but they stopped the fight, and he won by technical decision. But that fight was getting interesting. So yeah, if you guys missed that, go back and watch it. It was on the Zone. If you guys haven't, Conway look sharp now for sure. He looked good. Another added spice to the division for sure. All right, so we winding it down with these cards. We got this one. This was on Boxer on Peacock yesterday. So we had 2 world title fights with the ladies. Of course, we're gonna run it down. So Vidal Riley, so he got a victory, second round knockout. That ain't really the big story. The big story, he's gonna step up to face Isaac Chamberlain coming up, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. But we'll see. That's a step up. Jeffers is good. Like he's a good little contender at 168. He may need a bigger fight. He got to stop his victory. Lauren Price, she beat up on old girl. Like I mentioned in my breakdown, Matus didn't have none for Lauren Price. Like I didn't think she was gonna get blasted like that in 3 rounds, but that was a sick knockout, especially for the ladies. That was sick. So Lauren Price is the WBA, IBO, Ring Magazine champion. So she's going to fight Natasha Jonas. You know what I'm saying? They're probably March the 8th. And maybe in Wales, in her home country. We're going to see. But yeah, Lauren Price looked good. She was sharp. It was an upset on the card. Stephen McKenna, he lost against Lee Cutler. Lee Cutler was piecing him up, yo. He dropped him a couple of times. He was just quicker, stronger. He was in more shape. And he beat McKenna. McKenna came into this fight supposed to have been a big favorite, but he lost that fight. Jonas versus Harbison, right? So, like I said in my breakdown, I don't trust Ivana Harbison to win a fight. She don't really bring nothing to the table other than like holding and occasional punches and shit. Nothing too crazy. Natasha Jonas really didn't do too much in this fight. She was just counter punching. She landed a good left hand that buzzed her, but it wasn't too much going on. And she landed a nice hook too. That was nice. But she really wasn't getting it. I think this may have been one of her easiest fights. I ain't gonna hold you. So she won a wide decision. She's gonna go into the fight against Lauren Price. 3-belt unification, Ring Magazine, throw in the IBO, 2 southpaws, Olympians. You got the older vet versus the up and coming fighter, Price and Jonas. That's gonna be a good fight though. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a good fight. I ain't sleeping on Jonas in that fight. Some people may pick Price. I ain't sleeping on Jonas. Jonas can punch. You know what I'm saying? She got good timing, good counter puncher. I mean, she didn't look like she was past it in this fight to me. It was just the opponent. The opponent wasn't really doing nothing. But Lauren Price, I think you would get her A game. It's going to be a good fight, though. That's what's up. Maybe the winner, they can fight Michaela Mayer for Undisputed or get another big fight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This fight should be in March. All right. He said it's so sharp, bro. Yeah. 150, 154, crazy. For sure. February 1st, without to prove the haters he's legit. Let's get it, man. Isaac Chamberlain, he fucking around and beat Isaac Chamberlain. Isaac Chamberlain's a guy I'm not high on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Here's the Golden Boy card. Rocha versus Curiel. This is a pretty good fight. We had an upset on the undercard. Joshua Garcia got stopped. But all the up and coming guys got wins other than him. Victor Morales, he didn't look good in the fight. But he gotta stop his victory due to I think it was he messed dude up due to a punch. But yeah, he was on upset alert. Marlon Esparza versus Machino. Man, it was a pretty solid fight. Kinda I don't know. I don't know where Marlene got left or if she step up. I think Machinda was done. Yeah, Esparza got the victory. Where does she go next? Man, I hope it's not against Gabby Fundora. But hey, let's see. Let's see how much dog she got in her, and she gonna face Gabby Fundora. I mean, I think Gabby gonna go crazy on Marlon if that's the fight. But we'll see. Scrappy Ramirez versus Bowie. That was a good fight. Actually, Bowie came to fight. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was doing well the first couple of rounds. Scrappy started to pick it up. He was starting to land some right hands and shit like that, and he got the victory. So yeah, Scrappy needed this coming off a loss, and put himself in position at 115 to get a big fight. Maybe we'll see how shit shake with Scrappy. But yeah, that was a good win for him. It was entertaining. It was a good fight. For real. Conway versus Vergara. Man, this is a solid fight because Vergara is tough. I didn't know what to expect with Vergara. It wasn't much on him. Southpaw, he's strong. He was doing okay, but I like Conway. Conway is sharp. Like he can box in close. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta, how like people say they think of a boxer, they automatically think that you gotta be moving around the ring. And no, he's a good boxer standing right there in front of you. Good defense, good tight high guard. I love his shots. The way he let his shots go to the body. I mean, he's punching combinations upstairs and downstairs. Conway is good, man. He good. He's strong. He got a pedigree. Like, he's just underrated. Now, I have the full disclosure. This dude been turning down fights though. Like I give him praise how he fight, but he turned down the Fundora fight last year when they made Fundora versus Bohachuk. And then, we know what happened after that. He ended up fighting Tim Tszyu. And then he turned down Abel Ramos too, recently. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple of months ago, they was trying to make that fight. So, I mean, it's fights out there for him. And then he turned down the Boots fight, but that shit with Boots, you never know what's going on. But other than that, though, Conway is a good ass fighter. What I seen in the ring, he can give a lot of these dudes some problems at 54, even the champions. You know what I'm saying? Because he know how to fight on the inside. He got pretty good defense where he's in good range to counter. A lot of his stuff is good technically. Good puncher, good body puncher. I mean, he's just a solid ass fighter that was sharp. You know what I'm saying? I like Conway. Yeah. Give Conway a big fight, bro. Give him a big fight, a big name. He a good boxer. He was applying smart pressure, great body work. Nah, for real, bro. He said so sharp. Yeah, he was good, man. He was good last night. And Vergara is a good fighter. He ain't no trash ass fighter, but he broke him down. Alexis Rocha versus Raul Curiel. Listen, man, I thought Rocha was dominating the fight the first half of the fight. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was up like 4 rounds to 1, 3 to something like that. However that shit was. Until his coach told him to come forward. I didn't understand that piece of advice. I thought Rocha was doing well boxing. Curiel, like, he was waiting too long. You know what I'm saying? He was landing like some hard shots. But I like Rocha's work. I like his movement. I like his hand speed. I like how he was setting traps. How he was his angles. I thought he was doing well. Then he started to sit and bang with Curiel. Curiel got confidence and he started. And then after he decided to fight like that, the fight was basically, it was a banging ass fight after that. You know what I'm saying? It was a real close fight down the stretch. I thought Rocha actually edged it out. But I ain't mad at the draw though. I ain't gonna lie. That fight, you can run that shit back. Run it back. And these are 2 good fighters and 2 top 10 welterweights at the current landscape. And they probably give a lot of guys tough fights. Rocha showed a good chin last night. I was impressed, yo. After I was thinking about him getting knocked out against Santillan. And Curiel, I like his catch and shoot. He got deceptive fast hands. Like this is a good fight, bro. Like run that shit back. Fuck it, run it back. Or get another good fight in, another good name. Like these guys are in the mix. Like they just like I think Boost is the top, maybe Stanley Jonas. I think these guys probably that performance last night probably could have beat Barrios. Let's keep it a buck. Um, they in there with like in the same type of mix of Karen. You know what I'm saying? Like if Karen was fighting one of these guys, probably be a good fight too. So yeah, man, that was a good one. Yeah, it was a good fight. Now I'm with you, JC. Good scrap, but not fight of the year, not for sure. But it was a good scrap. Good scrap. Alright. Moving to this one. So we're gonna run up the card real quick. Munguia versus Socceres. The only one of note we had Jorge Perez. So he beat Quadratilo. You know what I'm saying? So Jorge, look out for him. He might get a big fight on the top rank side of things. I thought he was close to getting the Xander fight, but Xander gonna fight somebody else. Alan Picasso. So I was telling people to look out for him. Alan Picasso had a late replacement. He's a front runner to get anyway in in April. And I got the whole spiel about the whole thing too. I can break it down. But Picasso got to stop his victory. Main event. I thought this was gonna be a basic Munguia fight. Now going to this fight, disclosure, I had to let you guys know. Munguia struggled to make the weight. The original weight was 168. They changed it last minute to 170. And then both guys came in like 169 and some change. So that's one thing that was in play. Background shit, a lot of people probably don't know. But I thought it was going to be a typical Munguia fight. He kind of started off kind of slow to me. A lot of movement and boxing that I wasn't expecting. I didn't really think Socceres had anything like that. He got dropped with a left hook in the second round. But I noticed that he had fast hands. I ain't like of course we looked at his resume. He only had 4 knockouts. We're like, yo, I don't know if he punching like that, but he had fast hands, and he was actually timing Munguia. And Munguia never been noted for being a defensive wizard. Listen, man, that right hand changed his life in the 6th round. I liked it because he kind of got off the ropes and landed that shit. Definitely Munguia wasn't expecting that shit. 1 punch knockout was nice. The count. Actually, I'm surprised they stopped it right there. I'm not gonna lie. This being in Mexico, the hometown for Munguia, give him another opportunity to whatever, hold or whatever. But that right hand was nice. You know what I'm saying? He put all his shit into it, and you can't never disrespect the guy that goes a full training camp. He knew about this fight 3 months ago. That's what they were saying on the telecast. And he trained his ass off. He was in some shape. I thought he was losing, but he was still trying to be competitive. And that right hand, that shit was it was nice. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's next. Probably a rematch. More than likely they're gonna run that back. You know what I'm saying? Probably at the first quarter of the year. Hopefully Socceres get a bigger payday. He'll get some bread. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do it in a neutral, more of a neutral setting instead of going down to Mexico, depending on how the money works. But yeah, bro, hey, salute to him because he was unheralded and they looked for him. Like that was some matchmaking that backfired, of course, but somebody was searching for him because nobody heard of this dude. Like, let's keep it a buck. But yeah, now they do. You know what I'm saying? Big punching Bruno. You know what I'm saying? Getting dudes up out of there. And Munguia was noted for having a big chin, a good chin. You know what I'm saying? He only been dropped 1 time. That was to Canelo. He never really been hurt like that. Maybe the Derenchenko fight. But yeah, bro. Hey, sometimes that happens. It's bound to happen, bro. 40-some fights, and you don't have no defense. That shit bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this guy is crazy. Yo, here's a card from Japan. He said Munguia looked soft. Could tell he was out of shape. Yeah, he was trying to get that Christmas money for sure. So this one was in Japan early morning. Some notable guys on this card. So the IBF champion at 108 pounds, Ryo Nishida, he defended his title. He stopped the guy in 7 rounds, body shot. That was nice. He should have a mandatory coming up. Reyes supposed to fight 2 guys in an eliminator. Manny Rodriguez, he pulled out, and then Charlie Edwards, he pulled out. So the IBF and Samson promotes Reyes. They're going to ask to become the mandatory. They're probably facing Nishida first quarter of the new year. Simsky, he beat the former world champion Tanguchi on this card. It was an IBF eliminator for the number 2 spot, so it put him in position to fight for a world title against the newly crowned what's the name, Masahiro Yabuki. Yabuki just stopped Nasinga, the South African. So yeah, so that's what it is. Kemoto, he stopped Tesako in the first round. So yeah, man, a little Japanese card in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then the last one, you know what I'm saying? We finally made it. Dylan White, yo. Yo, I was laughing at this fight, bro. I just finished watching it. Yo, him and Tete, it was actually a fun fight though. Tete was trying to bang a little bit. I thought he was gonna quit. I don't know how many times, but Dylan White got to stop his victory. My man didn't come out the corner. I mean, Dylan White, to me, he makes for big fights. Well, he makes for fun fights, and he got a big name in the heavyweight division. Let's see if he can get in the mix. I mean, he looks so in the fight. Matter of fact, he looked the same as he always looked to me. His defense is, not all that. He has a good jab. He always go to the body. He's a solid puncher, but he ain't really hurt Tete in this fight like that. Tete he was like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I guess his corner stopped the fight. But he did brawl more than I thought, Tete. I thought Tete was going to be up out of there in the first round like he was against Dubois. Mike Perez had like a 34-second knockout. He's a cruiserweight. Yo, put him in the mix, yo. He don't got that much time left. And Thomas Carthy got to stop his victory. So, yeah, that's what it was. But, yeah, man, Dylan White has a big enough name where you can put him in the mix. Like Lawrence Okoli, not Fabio Worley because he manages Fabio Worley. I don't want to see the trilogy with Shazor. Man, there's other heavyweights he can fight. Fucking Deontay Wilder, bro. Why not? Shit, no, I still watch it. I think it'd probably be more. It'd be fun. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what's up. But yeah, that fight was funny though. That dude Tete like he about 67 years old type shit. I missed one, but we're gonna go back to it though. Look, MJ, and I got this right here for a reason, but I want to talk more on it. But this card, matchroom card for Monaco, pretty solid card though. I ain't gonna lie. Terramona, the new heavyweight signing, Olympian, he went crazy. First round knockout. I like him. He's gonna be fun. Maxie Hughes, he beat up and undressed Cully. Yo, he hurt Cully in the first round. Then he bust his eye open, cut him up, and he outboxed him over 10. So Maxie Hughes, bro, be back. You know what I'm saying? He back. He got beat down by Zepeda. He should have got the decision victory over Kambosos. He beat up Kambosos and undressed him too. He won a WBA regional title in this fight. Let's see. They might try to do the Andy Cruz fight. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he deserve a big fight though. Maxie Hughes. Beatrice Fiera, yo, she like that. She a problem. You know what I'm saying? She beat up on old girl over 10 rounds. Retain her IBF title. Make the fight with Terry Harper unification. That's the IBF WBO title unification. You got Caroline Dubois in the division, WBC champion. The WBA is still held by Katie Taylor, but they should vacate that shit too. You know what I'm saying? We had an upset right here. Chev Clark lost to Masquia. Masquia, he dropped Clark with a left hook in the first round and got to a good start. Clark started to come back late in the fight, but Masquia, man, he pretty good, man. He was quick. He was quick on the counters and all that good shit, and he got the decision. It was a split decision, but I thought he won the fight kind of wide. I think I had a 116-11 or 15-12, something like that, with the extra point. But yeah, that was a European title fight. Yeah, man, Masquia can make some bread in the cruiserweight division. We'll see, for sure. Give me White versus. Hey, I'll take that. If Ruiz's hand is okay, yeah, I'll take it. Dylan White versus Miller, I'll take that too. Yeah, that was a good fight. Nah, for real, good fight. Masquia can fight now. Main event. I mean, the first 2 rounds was pretty much competitive. Then MJ got crazy in the third round, dropped Espinoza three times, and then got the victory. So he's the WBA interim champion. And we know the story. Him being a mandatory for anyway. The WBA ordered that fight. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, what everybody not saying, Sam Goodman. The same thing happened. The same thing happened with MJ. It's happening with anyway right now. And what I mean by that is these sanctioned bodies order these fights, right? And I'm saying if you're a unified champion, undisputed champion, then they just jump in the line without clearing it with the other sanctioned body on who is first in the rotation. So the same thing happened with MJ. Nobody's going to talk about it because they probably don't remember that far, and they just want to do the low hanging fruit, and just call anyway a duck. But the same shit happened with MJ when he was in the position. When he was unified champion, he had a fight on Andre's undercard in New Hampshire. How many of y'all remember that? If y'all still in the building, I don't know if anybody remember. But it was supposed to be against his mandatory Ronnie Rios. Rios pulled out with COVID. He ended up fighting a guy from Chile, Velasquez, something like that. Won that fight, right? So, in December of that year, I forgot what year it was, but December, I know Tapales won IBF Eliminator on Donair's undercard. It was a PBC card. It was the same night as Lomachenko and Comey. I remember that shit, right? So, in January, the IBF jumped the gun and they ordered Tapales versus MJ, the mandatory fight. But the WBA overruled it and ordered Ronnie Rios because they already had the fight. Ronnie Rios pulled out of the fight in that November of the previous year. So guess who he fought first? If you guys got boxed for, you can go see yourself. He fought Ronnie Rios, right? In that time, right, after he beat Ronnie Rios, he stopped him. Who he fight after that? You know what I'm saying? He could have had he wasn't trying to fight Fulton. I never heard MJ or nobody on that team talking about fighting Fulton, who was the unified champion at that time. He was about to be unified because he beat Danny Roman in June, the same day as Kambosos and Haney. I remember that. And then he fought Figueroa later that year to become unified. I never heard MJ and nobody speak about him fighting Fulton. You know what I'm saying? So we're speaking of ducks. I'm not calling him no duck, but I just don't remember hearing that like that. So what I'm trying to say is the same thing happened with anyway. The same thing MJ got the privilege to get. MJ anyway getting the same thing now. He was supposed to face his mandatory and the next in the rotation, IBF, Sam Goodman in September. Sam Goodman took a tune-up fight in July, messed his hand up. So he fought TJ Doheny. That's the same thing as anyway fighting Velasquez, if y'all guys still follow me. This might be just for me, so I can have something recorded so I can go back and hit somebody with it. But, so it was the same type of situation. Now, once Goodman is cleared to fight, he get his mandatory position, right? So it really ain't no big thing about up until this point. Now the mandatory for MJ for Naoya anyway comes into play after the Goodman fight. I think he should fight him next. I know Tyron making plans for him to fight Picasso and somebody else or whoever. I'll take the MJ fight. I think he beats him. And then even with that though, if the people, the fans that really know Naoya anyway, they know he fight better when he pissed off. Go ask Manny Rodriguez, who his coach did something crazy to his dad, his trainer. You see what he did to him. Look what he did to Fulton. Fulton's coach was over there talking about he was dirty and he was fighting with trash gloves and he was cheating. Look what he did to Fulton. Look at the Donaire second fight. They came with the same narrative. They were saying the gloves was fucked up and this, that, and the third. What happened in that second fight? So yeah, keep that shit up, bro. Go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Talk your shit. Get that dude riled up so we can see a crazy performance. But the way I look at it, there's no ducks. It's going to happen. It's timing. You know what I'm saying? And plus, with MJ, he's not really a big name type shit. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the business of boxing. He's not really a crazy name. So if they can make which one more money? You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, him fighting him fighting anyway in the United States in Vegas or fighting in Saudi. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they had to push that to the summer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think the fight gonna happen, and people gonna jump the gun and call anyway a duck because they don't understand his career like that. Kind of make them look crazy, especially if they talk boxing all the time. If you don't talk boxing all the time, and you call anyway a duck. Alright, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But if you talk boxing all the time and you saying that shit, bro, you out of control. You need to tighten up for sure. But we're gonna see. That's a good victory by MJ though. Bruce Gas, what's good with you, bro? Salute. So I had to get that out, man. I probably clipped that. Yes, sir. Alright, going to some news and notes. Alright, so we got a lot of shit popping, man. A lot of fight announcements. A lot of good stuff, man. We're gonna touch on. We had the 2 conventions this week. We're gonna talk about some news there as well. Feel free, drop your comments, man. It's all good. Alright. So we're gonna start with this one. So Caroline Dubois, she's been elevated to full WBC champion, lightweight champion. She got a fight coming up, you know what I'm saying? Kate Taylor vacated the title to pursue bigger fights with probably Serrano, the rematch, or the trilogy with Chantel Cameron. So she's not coming back to 35. So Caroline Dubois is gonna fight a tough Jessica Kamaru, January the 11th. That's a good fight, yo. Jessica Kamaru is the WBA gold champion. I was thinking they may elevate her. I'm not sure. But that's a solid fight. Also, they announced for that card, you got Edwards versus Woodstock. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, this is a boxing card headlined by, what's my man's name? Callum Simpson. He's going to face Steve Woodall. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's a little card boxer got cooking up in January. They just added Vidal Riley and Isaac Chamberlain to the Azam and Lipinets card February the 1st. So yeah, man, my man was talking about it earlier. He wants to see where he want Riley to prove all the dollars wrong. I'll be watching. This is a step up for him. But I don't really trust Chamberlain though. I don't trust Chamberlain. So maybe Vidal Riley may win the fight. We'll see. So yeah, boxer. So they spitting out some cards, man. I appreciate that. And we can catch it live in the U.S. on Peacock. So you know what I'm saying. That's what it is for sure. Real exposure. What's good with you, bro? Salute. So here's a fight announcement from Queensbury. Not really high on this, but we got Nick Ball defending his WBA featherweight title versus TJ Doheny. TJ Doheny got 9 lives and shit. Salute to his team. Y'all know the biggest saying in boxing. How can he lose his fight and then get a world title fight? You lose a world title fight and then get one right back at a higher weight on some Earl Spence shit, bro. His team, his team is nice, yo. I don't really like the fight. You know what I'm saying? But I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I used to be like, man, this is a trash ass fight, fuck the fight, whatever. But I'm taking a step back always and looking at this might be a good fight. But do Doheny deserve it? Of course he does. His team is nice. We got to get off that, bro. Like I always say, in life, in your life, if you have some setbacks and you got a good team that's going to get you right back together, bro, you good. You ain't bad no eye. You not second guessing yourself, but taking the opportunity because your team put you in position. Shit, let's get it. People want to. If you have that mindset when you ready to criticize these boxers and fighters that put their life on the line, then you may have a different perspective. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think Nick Ball probably stopped, buddy. Yeah. Doheny is crafty. He can punch a little bit, but Nick Ball, you know, and I'm looking at it from both perspectives. Nick Ball had a tough ass 2024. Them two fights he had was tough as hell. He fought Ronnie Rios, broke him down and stopped him, so he getting another defense. I think after this, Nick Ball probably gonna go back up to the trenches, you know what I'm saying, and get back in there some big fights. Andrew Kane versus Charlie Edwards. Listen, this is another good solid fight. So Kane is an aggressive fighter. He's in the same gym as Nick Ball. They both aggressive fighters. Charlie Edwards is a boxer. He's the older brother of Sonny Edwards. he turned down the IBF final eliminator to take this fight, right? So we'll see. Interesting style clash. Brad Strand versus Balata. So Balata is one of those guys. He always giving these young fighters, up and coming fighters, tough fights. You know what I'm saying? He said good for Doheny. Yeah, it seems like Ball wants Anyway's attention back. I don't think this is getting Anyway's attention. I don't think so. Maybe it's prepping him for a southpaw or something like that. Have he fought a southpaw? I don't know. Well, he fought Ray Ford. Nah, I don't know if it's that. They got some beef too. Because this ain't going to get Anyway's attention. You know what I'm saying? Just keep winning, I guess. And when he get there, I think that would get his attention more than anything. Than fighting the older guy that he just beat. Here's another card that Queensberry announced: Ryan Gardner versus Salvatore Jimenez. All right, so this is March the 1st. It look like March the 1st. So yeah, everybody's starting to crack open their schedule. Yo, I like that shit, bro. Hopefully everybody can crack their schedule over for the top of 25 because we winding down for 24. Yeah, the Leo. Yeah, I was pushing for that shit too. Leo has a mandatory coming up. He had to go to Japan. He should be fighting in March. Maybe they building up to that. I don't know. Maybe they building up to that. That'd be cool. Yeah, bro. I want that too. That's gonna be a classic too. Big Ball and Leo. That's gonna be a classic. All right, here's the Matchroom. So Matchroom working on their schedule They just announced some cards for the top of the year. So Jay Abataya, he lost his opponent. His mandatory challenger, Hussein Sankara, he broke his ankle and shit. So he ain't gonna be able to fight for like half of the year. And he like 40 years old. Jay Abataya is going to keep that date. They're looking for an opponent. We should hear an announcement soon. I think Jay Abataya one of the best, definitely the best in cruiserweight. Staying active. Hopefully this can lead to bigger fights. Zerto comes to mind for sure. Maybe Badu Jack. Listen, Badu. We're gonna talk about him too, but Badu Jack got his belt back. You know what I'm saying? So the WBC title. So you know how I like to do. I love going to the rankings and trying to figure shit out, right? So this is the top 15 for Jay Abataya. You know what I'm saying? Should be a good scrap. He said versus Zerto. Yeah, maybe not next though. Not for this card for sure, but maybe next. So this is the top 15. You gotta think, it's like 3 weeks away. About almost less than a month. So looking at the top 15, process of elimination. Who can we pick, right? So of course Sankara is out. Seslak. So Seslak, he was ordered to fight in the WBC eliminator. I'm thinking he takes that WBC route instead of trying to fight Abataya. Massanet is a good name. I don't know if he's taking it on short notice. I'm looking at this guy right here, number 5. In Bowie. In Gabu. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but number 5, he's from Belgium. He just went down to Australia to win the IBO title. He's the IBO champion. He fought Lawrence Okoli. I think Lawrence Okoli stopped him. I'm thinking number 5. Rapport going to Bridgeweight. Shell Clark just lost. The Russian, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Freeze, he just had a fight. He's from Germany. Nakia, no. Listen, Brandon Glanton, he's just crazy enough to take that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see. There should be an announcement. Maybe one of these guys down here. But it's definitely somebody in the top 15. He's going to defend his title. So this is something to take a look at. I would go with number 5. Yves Nagebu. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. But I've seen him fight a bunch of times. He's an aggressive fighter. He's strong. He went down there and knocked out Floyd Masson in Australia for the IBO. I did see that fight, though. So maybe that's something they can put together because Masson is one of... I think he's a stablemate of Conor Wallace, who is a stablemate of Jay Abataya. So... I'm just putting pieces together type shit. I think Badu Jack, first defense. Rosiski. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Rosiski. So, for sure. Yeah, that's right. Maybe they can work something out because Rosiski, his eye look crazy. You know what I'm saying? You never know how this Riyadh season should be moving. So you're right though. They did order that for sure. I don't know, but if it's next, how long you think they gonna wait? Rosiski just fought last week. His eye looked crazy. So that means he probably be back to about April, right? We'll see. We'll see how all that shit plays out. So Justice Hilney, he's gonna be on that card too. So he just fought last week. He's coming right back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. He should be able to dominate and stop this guy. Alright, here's some cards that Matchroom start to drop for the top of the year. Andrew Gray, what's good with you? Salute. D-Lo in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Alright, so these are some Matchroom dropped like what 5 or 6 cards the other day. Here's one. This is the January the 25th. They got 2 cards that day on the 25th. We're gonna touch on the other one, but this one's in the UK. Dalton Smith is back. He's gonna face Yo Wizzo for the European title. This is a fight that Dalton Smith should win for sure. Dalton Smith is trying to become the WBC mandatory to fight the winner between Playo and Sandor Martin, who's going to fight on Tank Davis and Lamont Roach card. So that's what's up. I like Dalton Smith. Harry Scarf versus Conor Wallace. That's a good fight. That's a welterweight fight. That's a solid fight for the British and Commonwealth titles. Ellie Scotty versus Matu. This gonna be a tough ass fight for Ellie Scotty. Matu, yo, she's strong as hell. She's strong, like physically strong. I don't even know if she's like a big punch. She's just strong. She be on some Shawn Porter shit. I just seen her last fight. The way she fought that girl O'Connor, that reminded me of Shawn Porter versus Paulie Malignaggi. Yeah, it was on that type of shit. She's strong as hell. Not really skill like that, but she's strong. And Ellie Scotty is she's a tough fighter, unified champion. So that's what's up. So that's January 25th. Sticking on that day in the U.S. in Vegas. So we got this one. I love this one right here. The main event is so solid. You got Diego Pacheco versus Steven Nelson. This is basically a big step up. Really for both, if you want to really look at it. Because Steven Nelson, he 20-0, but he ain't really fought a lot of top competition. You know, he trained with Crawford, Team Crawford, Bo Mack and them, Red, all them guys. But this is a step up for him. We haven't really seen him on this type of level. He been buried on Bud Crawford undercards. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big time opportunity for him. You know, they fighting in Vegas. Pacheco undefeated, 22-0, coming off some good performances. Well, a good performance against Selecki. He stopped him to the body. The fight he had in April last year was his toughest fight, Sean McCalman. Let's see if because Sean, that's interesting because McCalman used to train with the Crawfords and Bud Crawford. I know he was helping Crawford for a camp. And he was in that gym. So maybe they can implement some of that shit that he did in that fight. But yeah, this is a good fight. Pacheco is number 1 in the WBO. He got that Canelo ticket. So if he wins this fight, he goes into that big fight with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, since Canelo fight his WBO mandatory, John Ryder and Jaime Munguia as of late. Yo, I'm looking forward to it. It's like a high levels crossroad fight in a sense. Because we haven't seen Nelson at this type of level, bro. Like, let's be honest. We haven't. We seen him. He good. He's strong. You know what I'm saying? But I think Pacheco like a top 5 super middleweight, top 6. So, yeah, bro, that's a good one. Andy Cruz, you know what I'm saying? The Mexican assassin. Got another one. He got Omar Salcedo. So, Salcedo coming off a good name victory over Chris Colbert. He stopped him on Pro Box his last fight. Salcedo, he can box and he can come forward. Andy Cruz, good fighter, technically, defensively sound, good boxer. He been sitting down and showing his power as of late, but I don't think he really need to go crazy like that. All you gotta do is just box and do what he do. You know, he got the amateur background pedigree, so it should be a solid fight. I know Andy Cruz trying to become the number 1 contender in the WBA, so we'll see what's up. We have this one is a crossroads fight because Mikado versus Jose Pedraza, former world champion. Mercado is an up-and-coming guy. Just signed with Matchroom. He's big, strong at 140. You know, Jose Pedraza don't go down laying down. You know what I'm saying? He gonna put up some type of fight. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. So 3 solid, fights right here on the Matchroom card. January 25th. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, that's a good fight, bro. Nah, for sure. Real good fight. Alright, here's some more Matchroom cards. So they got a next gen card, January 31st. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like these guys. I like schedules in boxing. Excuse me. I think all promoters, networks should do a schedule. It can be the first 3 months. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this gonna showcase some of that young talent on the card. Yo, I got this wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? I said it was gonna be Rocky Hernandez versus Edward Vasquez. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happen like that. It's gonna be Rocky Hernandez versus Renee Tellez-Garron. Still a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Garron coming off that fight with Schofield. Came up short. He dropped Schofield, had him hurt a couple times. These guys, their styles gonna match up real well. This is February 28th in Mexico. This is gonna be a good fight. Cause you know Rocky bringing that shit for sure. So yeah, Big Supreme in the building. What's good with you, bro? Bronzeman, what's good, bro? Salute. Yeah, he can win that fight. That's a tough fight. Yeah. So yeah, I like it though. I like it. All right, and then we have the next night, March the 1st. You got Lewis Crocker versus Paddy Donovan. So we spoke on this before. It's an IBF final eliminator. The winner becomes a mandatory for Jerron Boots Ennis. This gonna be a good fight. Crocker is a big, strong guy. Crocker is a come forward, aggressive guy. Donovan is a boxer, but when he was, who he fight his last fight? Was it Louis Riston? He was backing up like the first couple of rounds. Then when he started to come forward, he started to actually do better. So this is gonna be a good one. And we should see Conor Wallace on this card. You know what I'm saying? This card gonna be in Ireland type shit. So a bunch of Irish fighters on the card. And then they announced the pro debut of Pat Brown, who they just signed, the Olympian. He gonna go March the 28th. So yeah, man. I ain't mad at it, bro. It's a next gen card. Matchroom, and I like, man, like I said, I like when these promoters announce their card, bro. Once I give me hype for the new year. Yeah, he can beat him. He can beat him though for sure. I think he's a bigger puncher. He gotta make him sit with him. But yeah. Alright, here's some more fight announcements. So the Tiger got a card coming up March the 14th. They already announced one for February the 6th. They got another one, so that's what's up. They getting their shit out there. It's gonna be on ESPN Plus. So Eric Bayanza coming off a knockout loss to Jaime Munguia, he's gonna fight Stephen Butler. You never know what you're gonna get with Stephen Butler. The interesting dynamic to this one is Stephen Butler moving up to 168. You know what I'm saying? He's been at 60 for a long time. So yeah, I like it though. Pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? Name wise, yeah, Louis Riston, okay. Where's Boots is going to happen? I don't know. Well, it depends if Boots, if he stay with Eddie, yeah, it's gonna happen. His next fight is his last fight on the deal. But we'll see. even if he's not with Eddie, it probably still can happen if you want to keep that belt. Yeah, by Yanza, by stoppage. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get with you never know what you're gonna get with Stephen Butler, bro. You never know. He can knock you out. He can get stopped. You never know. All right, so Leader Promotions announced this card right here. Carissa Shields is gonna face Danielle Perkins. This is a WBC mandatory. Now it's kind of tricky the way they gonna do this, yo. With the heavyweight and light heavyweight type shit. I don't know. Put it like this: they gonna be fighting for more belts. I think what I understand it was her last fight, Carissa Shields' last fight, her weight limit was 175. This one, I think the way the way they word it, it might be above that because WBC, their light heavyweight title. So for 175 for the WBC, they calling that the heavyweight title. Everybody else calling it the light heavyweight. But I think the rest of the belts, the rest of the sanctioned bodies that call their belt heavyweight, is gonna be on the line. That shit is weird. But listen, yo, like I was saying, I didn't think Carissa need to go back down because it's 6 solid fights in her in and around that weight class that she can do. She don't gotta, because I don't think she can make 54 no more. I think that's a wrap. All that shit talk about her going down, she can't go down no more. If she wanted to go down, she would have probably went back to 60. It really ain't nothing at 60. But up here, it's 6 fights, bro. I named them shits before. I got you. This one, Danielle Perkins, she's the mandatory. Now she older and shit, but she's 6'2". She can punch a little bit. You have the WBA champion, Shay Connelly. That's an option if you want to unify. You have the IBF champion at light heavyweight, Laney Daniels. Now that might be her toughest fight at 75. Laney Daniels can box. She good. She's solid. So that's 3 right there. Franchon Cruz rematch. Boom. Shadeja Green. Boom. If Savannah Marshall coming back. Boom. That's 6 right there. Throw in Raquel Miller, who is trying to fight Franchon Cruz for her titles at 68. Boom, that's 7. And those are good fights. Oh, here go another one. Hannah Gabriels. Boom, that's 8 fights, yo. Like, she don't gotta go back down. And you can't tell me those names I named is worse than the other girls. What they fight? They fight each other, but after that, who else they got? Like, y'all can't tell me more than 5 names at 140 right now in the ladies. After you get to, you got Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, and let's just say Amanda Serrano because she just fought there. Who else at 140? You know what I'm saying? So those are names that she can run some shit back. She got 3 of them that she can run back. Savannah Marshall, Hannah Gabriel to get her stuff together, and Franchon Cruz. You got Shadeja Green. Listen, she got fights. It's just people not tapped in. So this is what happens. People go to BoxRec and say, "Oh shit, it's only 17 fighters in her weight class." Because they go to like heavyweight. They go to heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Then you go to light heavyweight. You start seeing some of those names. And then with the ladies, 168 and 175 is basically the same weight class because they coming down. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I think it's gonna be a tricky fight for her though, because this girl tall and rangy, but she's slow though. So I don't know if she's gonna have anything for Carissa. But yeah, that's February the 2nd. Yeah, he did. I seen that fight recently. Yeah, but no, tricky too. She better not Roy Jones herself. Nah, she good. I think she gonna stick here because she got fights, bro. It don't really make no sense to lose 30, 40 pounds to go fight somebody that's, it don't really make sense. All that shit was fake shit anyway. The Alicia Baumgartner fight was fake. She ain't fighting Katie. She ain't fighting Amanda. She might be salty about them, but she ain't gonna fight them. The only one that I think may be realistic from the girls up there, I can see her fighting. I always could see her fighting Lauren Price. If Lauren Price was to get up there to like 160 and she go crazy, right? Like let's say she beat the fighter she need to fight and she be like, I'm gonna go to 160. I think Carissa will come back down for her, maybe. I don't know, but she really don't have to come down no more if she can get those fights I just named. I'm just saying. Alright, moving on. So we had a postponement. Sam Goodman suffered a cut. Looked like he was getting his ass beat up in sparring type shit. So they supposed to go December the 24th. It got pushed back a month. January 24th. We got Anyway versus Goodman, undisputed title. I touched on the MJ situation. Yeah, man. I think this is a good fight. Actually, I think Goodman deserved this fight too. The people saying, people overhyping MJ. MJ been champion. He was unified champion back in the day. Ain't nobody even talk about him. They can't even know. They don't even know how to pronounce his real name. So now, since Eddie said it, and he been a promoter. Now everybody else is running with it, but Goodman is actually a solid fighter. He deserves it. I think anyway running through everything at 22. But Goodman, that win he got against Raees Salim, that shit aged well like a motherfucker. I don't care what nobody say. I think he got the best win out of all the contenders. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, MJ did beat Danny Roman, took the titles from him. That was a great win. That Alain win was so good because Stephen Fulton didn't want to fight him. A lot of other guys didn't want to fight him. And Goodman, he switched it. He had a good game plan. He adjusted in that fight and he beat him. So we're gonna see. Goodman got size, so we'll see if he'll be able to take the power and all that good shit. But I like anyway, for sure. Especially this dude getting cut and all that. It's probably gonna happen again. You think he's stalling? I don't know. I appreciate you in that super chat, bro. Big Supreme. He said he's Goodman been stalling low key. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because that fight he took in July was unnecessary. He hurt his hand in that fight. Yeah, he may be. It might be on something. So Live Promotions doing numbers low key. Yeah, they've been putting on a lot of cards, man. That's good, yo. I think that's good for boxing. Anybody, you gonna stay active and put out cards and have a good schedule. That's what's up, bro. Alright, so got that rescheduled. So we know about this already, pretty much. I guess the date got finalized. You got Dennis Beranchet versus Keyshawn Davis, February 14th, NYC. So that's gonna be good. They're gonna put together a good card. That's for the WBO title. Big opportunity for Keyshawn to become champion. Beranchet is not easy. Herky jerk, got a crazy style, switches up a lot. It's not gonna be an easy fight, but Keyshawn got the youth. You know what I'm saying? He got the youth. I think he's the bigger puncher, stronger. So we're gonna see. That undercard gonna be pretty solid. You got Xander Zayas. He's gonna face Slawwer Spomer. That's a WBO eliminator. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Abdullah Mason facing Jaime James. What's his name? No, Manuel James. The guy that really just fought. That's who Abdullah Mason gonna fight. Who else on this card? Oh shit, they just said it. Oh, Vito Melnicki is gonna face Conor Coyle on this card. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if they get. I don't know if Shushu gonna get on this card. Maybe not. I know the Dominican's gonna be on this card. Polanco, he should be on this card. Maybe the heavyweight Feliz. So yeah, maybe the Davis brothers. So yeah, bro, let's get it. Keyshawn get an opportunity at the world title. You know what I'm saying? From clout chasing to contender type shit. I say Jesus say that. Salute to him. That's how it is, though. I said, look, the shit started to come to fruition because when he had that performance against Gustavo Limos and all that shit that surrounded it, and the event and the atmosphere, and him doing over 10,000 in VA, I'm saying I'd like to see the Tank fight on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? They say he ain't ready, he this and he ain't that, bro. I say let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And especially if it's a bell on the line. Yeah, bro. Tank need fights. If he gonna retire, then it's whatever. He gonna retire, bro. Get out the game, bro. Let's go ahead and move on. This your last year. I ain't really tripping off that. But while you in the game, like Shakur is a must. I think if Keyshawn win this title for sure. If he can get Lomachenko for sure. There's definitely fights out there, and this the star right here. This the star right here. Barbosa versus Catterall. They trying to make this a WBO and IBF final eliminator. Mandatory for they'll have their options. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be going there on February the 15th. From my understanding, Jack Catterall signed his side of the deal, waiting on Barbosa. I don't know what's the hold up. On paper, this might not be a pretty fight to watch. Is if you got to pay attention to, because both of these guys are boxers. We seen Barbosa really don't do well against boxers, crafty guys. We seen what Sean McComb did to him. Catterall got that type of style, and Catterall don't really give you too much, so he kind of make you be overly aggressive when you don't really want to. Barbosa do well with guys like the guy he just fought, Jose Ramirez, or guys that come forward, he'll let his hands go. He'll do well. But guys like this, he gonna struggle with. But we're gonna see. February the 15th, yo. That's another Matchroom show. So hopefully he walk around. Oh shit, 195. Damn. Yeah, you gotta fix that. Somebody that shit, you gonna catch up to him, bro. Trying to make welterweight. All right, so this fight been look like they had talks. Jerron Bucenis and Teofimo Lopez. It's a big fight, definitely for the East Coast. It's little ways you can look at it, man. Look like Boots actually probably don't want to take the fight because he's going after unification. I don't know if these unifications is there for him. Like somebody need to tell me something. I don't know. The way I'm looking at it, I don't see nothing available. And if there ain't no unification available, I think you take the biggest name that's want to fight in your division, and that's look like it's Teofimo Lopez. Look like Top Rank want to do a joint pay-per-view March the 15th, which don't sound too bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the price. The price is like $85, $90. Then I don't know people, but I don't really care about that. I'm really worried about the fight because if you want to watch the fight, you're gonna find a way to watch it. Whether you buy the fight legit or you gonna watch it, whatever. Y'all know how we do. But it's interesting, man, because listen. Well, I don't know. Like I said this before, I don't know if Matchroom really had plans or had a plan for Boots. It really don't make. I don't know. He been struggling to get fights forever. He leave the side of the street per se. He left PBC where they had two of the other champions there. He gets to Matchroom where they basically don't have nobody at welterweight. They got Conor Benn, but Eddie's not gonna do that. The winner between Crocker and Patty Donovan. I mean, you might as well run back the Karen fight type shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as like profile, what they got for him, the Brian Norman fake negotiation, media blitz, that came out of nowhere. That was built out of, you know what I'm saying, out of YouTube type shit. But even with that, Eddie was late to the party on that, and they won't really want trying to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? Now Brian Norman he coming off an injury. He's not gonna fight till March. Barrios just fought. That's the fight he should be getting. Stanionis got a deal in place to face Gayasov, but they didn't announce no date. So you always want to be mindful when y'all hear shit like that. If guys is in negotiations and they say, "Oh, we reached a deal," what that deal entails. You know what I'm saying? They didn't say a date. They don't have a date attached with it, along with a fight poster. If y'all look, when Tank and Roach announced their fight, they didn't announce no undercards. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because they went to DC for a press conference, and they could have presented Antoine Russell and Rayo, and we all know that's gonna be on that card. So I don't know, man. If Boots don't get a unification, he should take the Teofimo fight. That's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo unpredictable, but he rises to the occasion in big fights. The two big fights he had, he rose to the occasion. And Comey, he rose to the occasion. But I don't know, bro. I don't really know what to say about this shit. Because I don't really know what Matchroom have for Boots. If they try to get Gayasov to take step aside, look, they gonna be setting a precedence. Because if Gayasov takes step aside to allow Stanionis and Boots, then MJ should take step aside to allow Anyway to do his thing. I'm just fucking around, but y'all know what I'm saying. So we're gonna see, man. I don't like that shit because there's nothing clear cut. Everything is reactive. There ain't no proactive shit popping off. If I'm signing Boots, I don't think Matchroom and the people that's running this shit, yeah, they running a business, but I don't think they really know what they're doing with certain fighters, because if you know Boots was struggling to get fights when he was on the right side of the street, right? Then what y'all gonna do for him here if y'all don't got nothing solidified? You know what I'm saying? Because you saying you can fight Barrios, but Barrios ain't no guarantee that Barrios take that fight. And Barrios is coming off a tough ass fight. How we know Barrios is coming back so soon? You know what I'm saying? Then instead of pushing for Barrios and Boots, he pushing for Barrios and Conor Ben. Shit don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make sense, and you got a big fight right here presented to you, bro. I think he got to take it. He got to take it, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro, because Boots supposed to be back in April. So how long he gonna like? I don't understand. I don't know, man. This shit just don't. I don't know what's going on because they don't be on the same sheet of music. The promoter and the fighter and the dad, Bozy, and this one seems real. I know Tiffin will be talking a lot of shit. You gotta go one ear out the other, but Bob is saying this is a possibility. So I feel like I don't know. Definitely, if you're gonna stay at 47 for the unification, then Eddie and y'all got to get the fight. I don't know how, but it just seems so. I don't know. That shit seems unrealistic right now, but we're gonna see. Yes, sir. It's crazy. All right, so we had, like I mentioned, we had the WBC convention this week, and we had the WBA. So there's some quick news from the WBC convention. They ordered Munguia versus Billy, but of course we know that shit is gone. They ordered that for the WBC interim title for Canelo to be the mandatory for Canelo. So of course that shit out the way. I think some of the shit we already knew. Dave Morrell and Dave Benavidez would be the mandatory for the winner between Beterbiev and Bivol. So we knew that already. That's coming up February the 1st. They ordered Chocolatito to face Andrew Maloney for the final eliminator for Ben Rodriguez. From what I understand, Chocolatito about to go down the WBO route. So I don't know. Like even with them, they ordered a lot of fights and they ain't really getting no availability about these fighters and their plans. They just be ordering fights, order the fight. Are these guys going to a step? Because I like these fights that they order, but is it realistic? You know what I'm saying? And we know Playo and Sandor Martin gonna fight on Tank and Roach card. So Galal Ufai at 112. So he's gonna face. Well, they ordered him to face Francisco Rodriguez, which that's not a bad fight for him. Because Kenshiro is trying to unify with the WBA champion, Sergio Uri. They're trying to unify like the top of the year, like February type shit. So we're gonna see. Let me see. I know Scott Nicholson. She supposed to fight her mandatory Tara Brown, but she also trying to fight a unification with the IBF champion. And I mentioned this part. This is kind of part of the deal. I mentioned it back when it was hot with Karen and Boots about that fight being possible. Because a lot of people didn't want that fight, but I was saying take the fight. And you know, Karen didn't want the purse bid, and all of a sudden it became on a Matchroom platform, its own platform. Boots and Karen a rematch. Part of that deal was to have one of their fighters, Nina Minky, who won the IBF title on the DAZN card. You know what I'm saying? It was like, because they made the deal with Karen, so they also made a deal with their other fighter, Minky and Scott Nicholson, to unify, basically. So that's what it is. I know people are going to say Scott Nicholson ducking Tierra Brown and all that shit. I think maybe she been avoiding right now, but I think that fight gonna happen. And then if Tierra Brown, no, not Tierra Brown, but Scott Nicholson fight for 2 belts, and Tierra gonna fight her for 2 belts instead of 1, I say shit, let's get that. But Scott Nicholson is supposed to fight on Kambosos undercard. Kambosos got a card coming up. They ain't say the date, but it's coming up. You think Boots is ducking? No, I don't think he ducking. I just think them niggas ain't looking. They ain't looking right in these streets. That's all. I understand the shit. I understand the play. He ain't ready to go 47, but the shit don't look right because Eddie, him not saying the same thing. Bozy not saying the same thing. Y'all doing these interviews and y'all gassing up the fans, saying, you know, people saying you're a boogeyman, but you turning down fights. I get it. You ain't ready to go 54. Yo, no problem, bro. Just say that. Be transparent with the real ones because we get it. You know what I'm saying? But when you say I struggle to make 54, I might have to go up. I'll be 28 next year. So you telling the fans, shit, you ready to go conquer 154. But then when it comes down to it, you like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to fight. Now I know Riyadh Season and Turkey be rushing motherfuckers to take these deals because they be having a deadline. They got some shit. They ain't playing around. So they like, listen, you got to tomorrow, bro. What's good? You say no, okay. Now all that shit he promised, I don't know about all that. But to me, whenever I see fighters and the promoters and the manager and whoever's speaking for you, if y'all not on the same page, the shit is tricky. But the bottom line is, Buddy ain't ready to go to 54. So if he ain't ready to go, that's why everybody is so in tune on what's gonna be next. Because you can't go fight no Blair Cobbs. You can't go fight Lewis Crocker, Patty Donovan winner. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a big name. A big name would suffice. And there's no big names at 47. Barrios is not a big name, bro. He been on big cards, and he's not a star in the sport of boxing. Now, you go to his fights, people going to be there for him or whatever, but he ain't no big star that demands whatever. He got, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's not like that. But Teofimo is. He's polarizing. Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? Those are names that maybe the public can say, okay, you couldn't get a unification, I bet. But he kind of, I don't know. They're in a tough spot because, I don't know, Eddie, I don't know what he's doing with these welterweights, in the welterweight division. Because it was a little stretch there where Stanionis was a free agent for at least 3 or 4 months. He should have been busting his back to sign him. Like when he signed Boots, he should have signed Stanionis. He should have been like this. This is gonna be the plan. You know what I'm saying? Stanionis, he's his own manager, but re-signed with PBC. So I don't know. That shit is weird to me. Whenever we keeping the same energy. Let me see. Cruiserweight. So Badu Jack, like I mentioned, he got his belt back. He out of recess type shit. Because McKaylen, he was having a dispute with Don King. He gonna be out for a while. So they ordered him to fight Ryan Rosicki next. Not sure where that fight gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And I know Badu is real tight with the Saudis. And it's a possibility he can get the big money fight with Jay Abataya after Ramadan. So we're gonna see what's to that. But yeah, the Rosicki fight, we haven't seen Badu Jack in a long time. I know he like 40 right now. Talked about Dalton Smith or Shaki Foster. They trying to make the Shaki Foster and Navarrete fight, but that's the one they need to make, bro. Unification. You know, I'm hearing Espinoza gonna go up to 130 to fight Navarrete. Shaki Foster basically gonna be, you know what I'm saying? They should make the unification. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. So yeah, that's the WBC. The news on the WBC. Let's see what we got for the WBA. Here we go. So yeah, man, it was a lot of news, a lot of shit popping off. There's still a lot of news coming out for the WBA. I know they touched on the Inoue and Abdeliev, MJ. So they touched on that. So what's gonna happen with that? Naoya Inoue gonna face Sam Goodman January the 24th, the rescheduled fight. Right, 10 days after that, he has to decide if he's going to vacate or fight MJ next. Now we know this boxing, money talks, step aside is in play. You know what I'm saying? I think Eddie Dunn would be a fool not to look at step aside. And then with step aside, you can still be active, like how PBC did Bakr Matazaliev. He was fighting on these undercards, and that shit kind of paid dividends because let's say he wouldn't have had no fights. He probably wouldn't have had no fights for like 3 years waiting on his opportunity. So we'll see. But they said 10 days, and that's the fight that they supposed to be making. I know with the ladies, they trying to make Franchon Cruz versus Raquel Miller. That's a good fight, yeah. I'd take that for sure. let me see. So we know Zerto Ramirez has a mandatory, WBA mandatory. Yanel Doricos, former world champion. That fight will probably be next. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying if Battaglia take care of his IBF mandatory, Zerto take care of his mandatory, they can run that shit sometime next year for cruiserweight unification. So that's what it is. Big Baby Miller trying to fight Pulev. Pulev just won the regular title, so he trying to fight him. Luis Ortiz got a fight coming up. He's trying to fight him too. Lanier Perro, that's the big brother of Lanier the Fear. He trying to fight an eliminator type shit. So that's what it is. Let me see what else he was talking about. WBA. So Andy Cruz trying to get that number one spot. So the number one spot at 135 is vacant. Will Zepeda, he's a WBC interim champion, so he was number one across the board. Once he won that title, they took him out of the number one position in each sanctioned body. Schofield is number two, but he about to go fight Shakur, right? So the number one is vacant. I think Cruz is like number three. He trying to have his next fight be an eliminator, so he can be number one in the mandatory for Gervonta Tank Davis. So we gonna see. You know what I'm saying? How that shit gonna transpire? Because really, Tank haven't fought a mandatory since Rolly, right? I don't even know if they gonna force him to fight a mandatory, but he has had the WBA for a long ass time in three different divisions. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. So that's what it is, man. I think that's all I got, really. You know what I'm saying? I know we wind down this year of boxing. Fernando beats Ioka again. That's a good question because both guys is actually pretty solid at rematches. Man, that's a good fight. I think Fernando can get him again. I think he still got the youth. He got the youth and he's a little bit more energetic. But Ioka is good on he's good in rematches and he's good on this date, New Year's Eve. You know, for big fight purposes, I want Ioka to win because him and Bam got a storyline because Ioka retired his brother Joshua Franco. But I think Fernando can edge it out, bro. That's a good fight. That's probably the second biggest fight left in the year. Fury and Usyk, and then that one. So yeah, yes sir. So yeah, man, we getting towards the end of the year, man. If you guys like to do fight of the year and prospect and all that shit, this is a good time to go back and think about some shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to do it, but I stopped. And the way I used to do it though, I used to go by month, like each month. You know what I'm saying? So like I go through each month, and then at the end, I'll be like, okay, this is what I think. Prospect of the year, or fight of the year, trainer of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's always a good conversation to take a look back at the year, which this been a crazy year of boxing for sure. So, but we're almost at the end. I'll be back tomorrow for sure to talk about the fight week coming up. Usyk and Fury. We got a WBA title fight at 108. Eric Rosa. We're gonna touch on that. Winston Lee, what's good with you? So it's not like a big fight week coming up. I know we lost the Anyway and Goodman fight for the 24th, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we wound it down. So for sure. I want to salute everybody coming through the building, man. I appreciate you guys' time. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom, Twitter, Instagram. Tap into the website, ldoesboxing.com. So I appreciate the support. That's my time, and I'm out.